Hello everyone, welcome back to Mrs. Drewrees food channel. In today's recipe I am going to show you how I make the Ghana dry crunchy Bofrot to Toogbei, and this is the yellow version. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. For this recipe you need flour, so I have got 4 cups of flour or 500 grams. And then I am going to add 1 teaspoon of nutmeg powder. You can use the fresh one. Then I am going to add about half a teaspoon of salt. Next, for the color, I am going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, but although you could do with a quarter teaspoon. And then I am going to add sugar. I'm adding 90 grams of sugar, which is a bit less than half a cup. And then I am going to mix everything together. By the way, if you want to use food coloring, you can also use that one, the yellow one, if you can find. Next, I am going to add instant yeast. You can also use the dried active one, but then it will be better to proof it, but you don't have to proof this one. Mix it and set aside. Now we are going to prepare our milk. So I've got half a cup of milk here, which is evaporated milk, and I am adding a quarter cup of water. I'll be adding in total half a cup of water. Next, I am going to mix this and warm it in my microwave for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then I'll set it aside. I'm also going to get my egg ready. I have got just 1 egg for this recipe and I'm just beating it. Alright, so now I am going to add my egg to my flour, and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring, and then I'm going to add about 60 grams of melted butter, which is about a quarter cup of butter. And then you can add the milk mixture, and remember it has to be warm. And now I'm going to start off by mixing it manually, and then I'm gonna finish it off in my stand mixer. Alright, so now it is in my mixer, and this is when I'm going to add my other quarter cup of warm water. So here, and I am going to add it gradually. You can see it on the top left corner there. So I'll be adding it until a nice dough forms, and I keep insisting, make sure it is warm water and warm milk and water mixture. It is very important. So let the machine knead it for about 10 minutes until you get this nice dough. This is what we are looking for. And I'm going to lift the head of my mixer so you can see it properly. So this is what we want. So now I'm going to take it off my mixer, and then I'm just going to carry on kneading it for just a little bit more. So now I am back on my working table, just spreading a bit of flour on it. Put my dough, spread a little bit more flour on my dough, and then I am going to start kneading it. But not for long, because my stand mixer has done the job already for me. So just about 2 to 3 minutes. So this is it, and now I'm just shaping it into a nice little round shape dough. Alright, so now I am going to put it back in my bowl or in a container, and I am going to cover it with cling film until there is no air out. You can also use a damp cloth if you want, and then I'm going to let it rise. And this is it, and as you can see, it has doubled up in size. It took me about an hour and a half because this time my house wasn't hot at all. And this is it. So I'm going to take off the cling film, and one more time sprinkle a little bit of flour on my working table, and I'm going to place my dough on it, and one more time more flour, and we are going to knead it again, and also just for about 2 minutes. All right, so as I am kneading it, I am going to shape it again into a round dough, and then I'm going to cut it into 2 equal parts, and then I'm going to shape it just as if I was going to bake in a tea bread or something. So shape it by pushing it inside. All right, just as you see here. So I've decided to cut mine into 8 pieces. So basically I'm gonna have 8 dry bofrots, but it all depends on you. You can cut it smaller to have smaller bofrots, but I prefer to have, big ones, and I'm always full with one bofrot. But do as you please. If you want small ones, big ones, or extra big ones, or huge one, it depends on you. All right, so I have cut them, and now I'm going to shape each little dough into a nice little round shaped dough, and then I'm going to place it on a flour and buttered baking tray. So when you are placing them, don't forget to leave some space because it's gonna get bigger as it rises, and it might start to stick to each other. So this is it now, and I'm going to cover it again with cling film all around my baking tray and leave it to rise for 30 minutes. All right, so this is it now. I'm going to leave it in a warm place. All right, dear friends, so look at my buffalo here, and you can see they got a little bit bigger. So now we are going to warm enough oil, and to make sure your oil is ready, you can dip the end of a wooden spoon, and if it starts to sizzle, it means it is ready. So now I am going to fry my crunchy dry Ghana Bofrot, and I had enough space to fry all the 8 Bofrot. But if you are frying more, please do not overcrowd it. If you think it's not going to fry perfectly, because the oil could get cold and your bofrot could become soggy. So then after about 2 minutes, I'm going to turn them over so that the other side can also fry. Look at these wonderful bofrots, guy. Toogbei, dry crunchy Toogbei. Right, so now they are almost ready, and this is it now. Look at this, perfectly fried crunchy bofrot. I also wanted to tell you something about the turmeric. You can perfectly do it with a quarter teaspoon of turmeric if you don't like the taste, because with half a teaspoon you can kind of taste it a little bit. It's not a problem for me, but just to let you know. All right, so my bofrots are ready, and I'm going to let the oil drain on kitchen paper, and look at these wonderful bofrots. So just look at one here. This is a close shot for you. And as usual, I'm going to open one in two for you to see how nice it is. And this yellow color is so amazing, bright yellow color. And look at the inside. This is what you want, and I guarantee you it is crunchy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside. Perfect. All right, this is it, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed watching my recipe. If you don't like the yellow color, please skip it. If you did enjoy it, please leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share my video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.